I am live. Thank you all for joining me. We hope that tonight finds you well. And if you're going to wind up watching this on the replay, just give us a little bit to get everybody in here. And then if you would, make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and hit that alert bell. And remember, thank you, Flamingo, for being here. Thank you. Hold on. Hold on a second. I got you. Hold on, hold on. Oh, that's a good girl. He's so smart. All right, everybody go to bed. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, guys. A little discombobulated. Thank you all for being here. Flamingo, thank you for being here. Chasing Tail, good to see you. Thank you. Our day has been miserable. Our day is a very bad day. I guess there is some part of us that always knew that we have to face these challenges, decisions, and dilemmas at some point in our life. But I will say, we're not ready for it. So I think Lorelai's just coming in the house. Yeah. So yeah, it's a rough day. I'll kind of let Lorelai come in. She'll get set up a little bit. Let her make sure she knows we're live. She's having to take off from work today so that we can deal with what we're dealing with, I guess. You guys make sure you give us a thumbs up as you come in. 30 people watching. We are live, Lorelai, just so you know. You hear me, Lorelai? I'm live. So we got about 30 people watching. We need some more thumbs up. We need somebody to throw out some chats. We just have some, huh? Oh, you're gonna work from home? Okay. Oh, okay, all right. So, yeah, it's a bad day, but we got a lot of people watching in the background, so if you guys would drop some chats and some thumbs ups for us. And if you're new to us, make sure you subscribe, be really good. So, yeah, Lorelai and I are both alive, that's for sure. We are. It's the dogs that are the issue this week. So, as you guys probably all seen already from earlier in the week, Lily, our red wiener dog, is wearing a cone of shame, right? Because, oh, Flamingo, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm just getting there, kind of stalling, I guess. But I'll tell everybody what's happening. Why are all these people at my front door? Hang on. So, all right. So Lily, our red wiener dog, the youngest one, she's the youngest of the two. is wearing a cone of shame because she had got an eye infection, and we thought it got cleared up, but it's actually more like there's a scratch on the cornea. So that's why she's wearing the cone of shame and taking a bunch of medicine and all of that good stuff. Lay down, Poo-Poo. Rex, hello, Grandpa. Tilo, who are you voting for? I don't discuss who I vote for. I discuss that you should vote, and we encourage you to vote, but I would never tell you or anybody else on the internet or the live stream or anything who I am personally voting for. Big John's in the house. Thank you, John. Happy birthday to your little boy, by the way, John. So, but I encourage you to vote. I think you should vote, and I hope you do vote. We've already voted. We did early voting, so we didn't have to worry about going to the polls on the crowded day. It took us literally, I don't know, 5-7 minutes. We were in and out, so that was really nice. John, I'd say happy birthday, John's young son? I did. All right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for thumbing up. Tilo and Rex, if you guys are new, I'm not for sure if you are, would you subscribe to my channel? So Lily's had her problems this week. Lily's the one that got run over by the car earlier this year. And John said, I wrote in my younger brother's name in before I voted. Good. That's good. I thought about writing myself in, but I figured I'd be the only one who write my name, and I wouldn't get any votes that way. Only about one vote. Zound, take those glasses off so we can go on a blind date. No, thank you. I like wearing my glasses. And I'm already married, so I don't date. But thank you for the offer. If you guys want to join the membership or super chat, you're welcome to do that. You're welcome to give a thumbs up. Yeah. John, Chasing Tails Outdoors says you should vote for the least of two evils. Al's number 3. There's a lot of people when I voted running for president. We had a whole long list on the ballot in Arkansas. So, Mark Bill's in the house. Best wishes for you, Lorelei, and all the pets. Mark, appreciate that. We're having a bad day with Daisy, the black wiener dog, our black and tan one. We knew at some point in time in our life that we'd probably have to deal with this. And we just weren't anticipating it anytime soon at all, to be honest. So, Rex is asking, can you react to KSI song, please? KSI? KSI. Rex, I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. I don't know what you mean by KSI song. I don't know what that is. I didn't see anybody in here named that. So if I missed somebody, I apologize. Thick of it. Can you react to KSI song, please? Thick of it. Wait, Flamingo's asking, wait, you're confused. What were you not anticipating? Listen to it. I still, Rex, maybe my brain's not working really well today. Maybe you just got to spell out what you want me to know. So, HTN is in the house. So, thank you for being here, HTN. 6 people is giving us thumbs up. We need some more of those. We need some likes, subscribes, and shares. Mark is saying hello to HTN. Mr. Handy is saying hello. Oh, man, from Rex. Just tell me what's on your mind, Rex. I'm going to get drunk and vote so I won't feel guilty about voting. Well, it might be the only way to do it, I think, I mean, I was really shocked how many people were on the ballot in this state. So I think Mr. Handy likes that, John. So and we'll talk about this off and on, but we definitely got some big weather changes happening in this part of the country. Henry is saying, hey, Mark, John, Flamingo. Henry saying hello to everybody. Appreciate everybody being here. I think he means a song called Thick of It as KSI, who is an artist. Oh, okay. So basically he wants to know if you listen to the song Thick of It and tell us what you think of it. Is that the song that asks, or says something like I'm in the thick of it? I've heard it once or twice. I think it's okay. I don't know. I don't know that much about it, to be honest. I don't recognize the name of the group, so I don't know. Mr. Handy says, watching from Rida, KSA. Mr. Handy's from the Philippines. Nice. My wife's from the Philippines. Thank you for being here from the Philippines. We appreciate the Filipino subscribers and followers. No, we're not going to play it. We're not going to play music live because it's usually a copyright issue. And so, therefore, it doesn't work to play music live a lot like this. I'm not going to play the music live, no. But I appreciate the offer, but no. But I appreciate you helping me out there, Flamingo. I didn't understand what they were trying to ask or say. So, yeah. And I'd never, as an old person, and somebody like John and Henry all know, the older we get, the smarter we get. We never show anything live without previewing it first. Because the older we get, the smarter we are, the more we know. We don't like surprises. So we know that we'll just kind of wait for that. Mr. Handy says, thanks, appreciate that, host. Yeah, so what part of the Philippines, is that what you're trying to tell me? Which part you are from? Are you a Phil-Am couple? Are you just a Filipino or a Filipina? Or, what's your situation there? There's a lot of people here that comes on and off that's looking for Filipinas. So that's partly why I asked those questions. But Zisa's in the house. I am doing fine. Thank you. We've had a rough day. We're going to talk about that. We got some really bad news and news that we knew eventually we'd probably have to address. But yeah, we were extremely stressed, extremely worried. Bad news. Not a whole hell of a lot you can do about bad news sometimes, right? It just kind of gets in your way. So Mr. Handy is saying, we love the Philippines. Hi from the Philippines. Frosty, y'all read? I can't understand what you're typing there. So, sorry about that. But thank you for the thumbs up. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Very important. Give us a thumbs up, and you guys make sure you subscribe to everybody else's channel. Let us know if you have a YouTube channel you would like for us to shout out and talk about. We will be happy to do that. Well, Daisy is 8 years old. Lily is 7.5. I'm still confused. We're getting there, Flamingo. I'm just dragging it out. It's all right. I'm going to tell you in a second here. So, Lily, our red dog, got ran over by a car this year. We thought she was going to die. Literally, I thought she was dead. But she survived. Isn't that right, Lily? Lily survived. So, Daisy, our black dog, here, she's the one sitting in my lap. She's the one that if you guys come to the live streams, you're always seeing wants to be picked up and held. So this is Daisy. I know it's hard to see because she's black and I'm wearing all black. So we kind of blend in. But something happened the last couple of days that has caused a very irregular heartbeat. It's a very powerful heartbeat, meaning it thumps like that. And we don't know when it started for sure. I noticed it yesterday. We don't know if something happened at the party that got her so nervous or upset or scared that it caused damage to her heart. So this morning I got up and she was having issues. So I took her to the vet. Had to take her to the vet. Our local vet, our regular vet, gave me a bunch of medicine to give her. Thank you all for watching. Please give us a thumbs up and drop some chats and let me know who's all out there. So gave us some medicine and said, look, this medicine, if it's going to work, should work in about 4 hours. You'll know something in about 4 hours. If not, you probably need to take her to the emergency vet where they can do more extensive testing and evaluation of her heart. So we get the bad news, really simply put, that she's in heart failure. Her heart's over-enlarged. She had fluid on her lungs. We think we're getting some of the fluid off the lungs. Yeah, Mr. Andy, you got to be careful about not too many emojis and things. Nightbot won't let you post a bunch of emojis. So we go to the vet. They do a bunch of tests. The second vet today, that's where we've been. And basically they come up with, well, there's no cure, really not a lot that can be done. I mean, they did offer some more tests for about $1,000. So they would like for us to come back and have all these other tests done next week. But that's $1,000. They got to put the dog to sleep, to anesthesia in order to do it. So we're leaning towards not doing that to her because we don't want to put her under more stress. The only thing they can tell us that we can do for our dog, there's not a prognosis, they can't say how long she could live like this or anything like that. So she's got some medicine. We're going to try to get her heartbeat to get back into a slower rhythm because remember it's thumping really hard like that. And it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be. And her blood pressure, even in a nervous state, was only 90. The vet told us that they expect the dog at the clinic when they do the blood pressure, because dogs are nervous, to be up to 120, 180 is normal because dogs get nervous. Our dog was 90, and our dog was nervous. She was shaking, so we know that she really was nervous. So the bad news is, she has congenital heart failure. We have no clue how to treat it, how to make it better. Apparently, there's really not a way that we can do, except for keep spending more and more money that we don't have to pay for vet bills that may or may not give us any answers. So that's our bad news. Our dogs are only 7.5 and 8 years old, so they're having a rough year. Lily got hit by the car. Daisy now, something is malfunctioning in her heart. She's always had an enlarged heart, but something has happened. She either got scared or she struggled eating something. Maybe somebody at the party gave her something she shouldn't have had, and it caused her to get in a coughing fit. The vet speculates that maybe some of the fibers in the heart where the valve doors work, maybe something jarred loose and the valve's not working right, or it's stuck. But we don't know, and even if we did know what it was, there's nothing they can do. Nothing they can do. So that's our bad news. We still got 21 people watching. Thank you all for being here. So please give us some thumbs up if you would, and drop some chats for us. Yeah, the Flamingo, thank you for that. Yeah, it's terrible news. We like our dogs. Our dogs are very, very important in our world. Mr. Andy, not a good day here because our dog is in heart failure. So it's not a very good day from us. He says, hi from Russia. Well, hello from America. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up, we appreciate you. I hope all is going well in your world. I'm sure it's probably cold this time of the year where you're from. So thank you for being here once again. Yeah, Mark, yes, her heart is still thumping, but they said it's not out of rhythm. It's just the fact that it's working so hard, and something triggered it to start working harder. No, they said it's in rhythm. We had an EKG done, and it's in rhythm. It's just, but we're hoping with some medicine they gave us, maybe that can calm her down, slow it down. So we're going to be giving a round of medicine, but it's a long, long, long shot. So today alone, we've spent, I don't know, $700 in medical bills for dogs. Today, or earlier this week is even more. And we got about another 1,000 to go next week. So Mr. Andy says, oh my God, thank you for that. Nate says, we got cats, so I completely understand. Sorry you have to go through that. We hope she gets better too. The vet, and that's what both of our vets told us today. Say, look, no matter what, there's not a whole lot you can do. All you can do is try to give them a healthy lifestyle or a happy lifestyle, and then just wait and see what happens, and try to keep them calmer. So that's our big game plan right now, I guess. We don't really have a game plan. Ms. Hanning, God bless you, host. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Cold, but we're still breathing. There you go. It's starting to get chilly here. Mark, do you know if, did I miss something, Mark? Mark, I think you missed part of your question there. You only typed half of a question. So, she could be like this for 5 years, or she could die tomorrow. We don't know. Don't know at all. She's mentally seems almost normal, but something's happened in the last few days that has triggered this heart to feel like it needs to pump so hard. Her oxygen levels are great. EKG was fine. So unless we want to drop another $1,000 for they can take her in and do an echocardiogram to see if they can map the chambers of the heart. But the vet has said, even if we do that, there's nothing we can do. It would just let us know. So I don't, at this point, we came home, Lorelei and I, and Mark, I don't know that, and that's something that we worried about. With the party we had, we didn't know if somebody, maybe one of the little kids here, gave her a bunch of candy or chocolate or something, and all the chocolate threw her off, because you're right, chocolate's very bad for dogs. So Watch your, everybody watch your emojis. You can only do a few of them. Maybe from the trick-or-treaters come over. Well, and that's something else I thought yesterday, because she acted really weird yesterday. When those, remember we were live and those trick-or-treaters are banging on the door? There, she was not, she acted different. So maybe that triggered it. Nightbot says, no disassembly required, stop spamming. Yeah, you just gotta watch your emojis and just write normally. And Nightbot timed you out for, and I don't have any control over Nightbot, Mr. Handy. So just give it a couple minutes and you'll be back in there. Just realize that you can't, Nightbot won't let you do a bunch of emoji and stuff like that. So as of now, we don't know what could happen. We don't know if she got too scared at the Halloween party. But she, you know, whether somebody fed her something and she, huh?
Don't blame it too much to the party.
Right. Or,
It's just like the issue gets stressed out.
or the trick-or-treaters, or if it was just, you know, time for it to happen. Because I have heart failure, as you guys all know. So her heart is enlarged, which means the interior walls are usually stretched. And there's nothing you can do about that. You can't fix that in any way, shape, or form. So it could have just be the fact one time she jumped off the couch, you know, and it jostled her heart. And something may have broke loose then, or something happened then. Crepe is in the house. Hello from, I think, France. Do I speak French? Absolutely not. But I thank you for being here. I thank you for the thumbs up. And I appreciate you being here. I do like French food. But no, I can barely speak English. So no, I don't speak French. But it'd be nice if I did, but I don't. I'm sorry. So that's what we've been doing today. I would like to ask how everybody else's day is going. How are things in your part of the world? We got a whole bunch of people watching. So thank you all for that. And drop us a chat. Let us know who you are. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that alert bell and all that good stuff. And then remember, we do have memberships and super chats available. But we'd just be happy if you would just subscribe to the channel. So all we're going to do now is basically try to limit her excitement. Yeah, you know, and Henry, we don't know. To be honest, it may be the fact that if we can keep her calm and keep her on this medicine, maybe it will go back. You know what I mean? Maybe it will calm itself down. We don't know. But it's absolutely hard to tell what happened. We don't have a clue. Have you noticed if she's fatigued or lethargic? It seems to be quite a coincidence, all the party excitement and access to sweets and sugary stuffs. Yeah, today, I noticed today, she was a little lethargic. But after we gave her a diuretic, she seemed to kind of come back a little bit. The diuretic, you know, makes you pee. So she had a little bit of fluid on her lungs, the vet says. And so maybe by getting some of the fluid out of her body, made her feel a little bit better. You want, you can say, Jimmy, I don't, yeah. I probably would do that. Isn't it a French expression? All right. I'll have to believe you on it. I wouldn't be able to pronounce it correctly. Friend is saying hello to everybody. Everybody say hello to friend. So it is, and you know, wiener dogs are low to the ground. They got a big chest that kind of tapers like this. You know, like the ribs, they kind of comes into a point. And when they jump off of things, a lot of time, that chest gets bounced around. So you got to know the heart and the lungs get jostled a lot. And then, of course, you got to worry about them getting chest colds when the weather's bad or the grass is wet, because their chest almost drags on the ground. So that's something that you got to worry about. And I think we've done a pretty good job over the years of making sure they're dry when they come in. But we don't know. I mean, we did just get some rain the other day. Maybe all the lightning and thundering scared her, because we had a big system move through, dropping a lot of thunder and lightning and stuff like that. So maybe that's what upset her. We just don't know. So we have to come, but part of it is we have to face the realization that even though we want her to, I feel like this year, sadly for us and for them, we have to come to the realization that our dogs, both of them, will not be around as long as we would like for them to be around. Because, Lily got hit by a car doing about 45 miles per hour. She lost her foot in that. But you got to know, a little bitty dog that weighs 20 pounds getting ran over by a car doing 45, it has to take some years off of you, so to speak. Mark Bill saying, hopefully she'll be okay. What? Hopefully she was okay. The party jump-started the heart issue. And yeah, and it could normalize. We don't know. We're going to give her these medicines that are supposed to help, but it's not going to shrink the enlarged heart. But it doesn't seem to adversely affect her tremendously. She's sleeping now. I mean, she's just being Daisy. So she doesn't seem as worried about it as I do, the dog. Lorelai and I are completely stressed over it, but the dog, she doesn't seem as worried about it. She's trying to make us feel better. So Reborn's in the house. Thank you for being here. Good evening to you. Appreciate you. Thank you for the thumbs up as you come in, Reborn. Always got to remind everybody, do that thumbs up thing. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. So I think, it just, there's a saying out there, and I don't know if I'll get it right or not, but when you have dogs, and if you like dogs or pets, cats, whatever it may be, they are blessed, the dogs are blessed, because they get to have us, and I might be misquoting this, us, for their entire life. But the struggle is we only get them for a short time in our lives. So no matter how long she lives or they live, they will have had a very good life. They've traveled, they've eaten, they've got a lot of belly rubs, they've had a great life. They've been treated well by our veterinary staff. So no matter how long they live, they've had the best life a dog can live, right? They've been swimming and hiking and bird chasing and squirrel chasing and everything else a dog could ever dream of. So for them, they probably have been lucky as possible. Ooh, John said, I pressure cooked a beef brisket today. John, that's interesting. Why did you pressure cook it? What's the, because I've never heard of anybody pressure cooking a beef brisket. So what does it do for it, John? Obviously it makes it way, way, way softer. And how long do you pressure cook it for? I'm just curious because I've never heard of anybody pressure cooking a beef brisket. Grilled, smoked, slow cooked, roasted, but never pressure cooked. So just kind of curious, John. Reborn Troll, how have you been today? What's going on in your part of the world? So yeah, and I do think the aggressive heartbeat is not as aggressive as it was earlier today. So that's a good thing. And so instead of being hit in the face with a 50-pound sledgehammer, it's probably more like a 20-pound. Oh, all right, John. So you're just being lazy because it was frozen. But did it not turn it more like into mush? Because, you know, when you pressure cook beef, it usually breaks down the fibers into a little bit more squishy, squishy, right? So, but you only, in 2 hours, that's a long time to pressure cook something, you know? So let me ask you this, John. How did it turn out? Did it taste good? Did you, obviously you seasoned it and did all of that stuff to it, right? So how did it turn out pressure cooking? Because I would have never thought to pressure cook a beef brisket. I'm going to try to make, we're going to try, Lorelai doesn't know this yet, but we're going to try to make half American, half Filipino biscotti this weekend. Lorelai's got a really good recipe for taking that weird Filipino biscotti and turning it into a masterpiece by adding a flair of America to it. Filipina Bai is in the house. Thank you for being here, young lady. Thank you. How are you today? Thank you for being here. I hope everything is going well for you in your world. I got a feeling we're getting ready to get some more storms and weather tonight. We got a big football game coming tomorrow. John says it turned out good, really. But was it different than like when you do it in the oven, John? I mean, did it texturally? How did it? I guess you're saying it was okay. HTN is saying hello to you, young Miss Bai. We appreciate Henry watching out for us, taking care of things. Appreciate all the thumbs up, everybody. If you haven't given us one, please do. Red Dark Games is back. Good to see you again. I am Chase Oliver. Hello, thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up if you came as you came in. KD says, oh yeah, throw some carrots, mushrooms, celery, and beef broth. It's like soup. Well, that's what I mean. Usually when I pressure cook beef, it becomes like, yeah. So I think you're right, KD. And if you guys are new to the channel, would you please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up? Filipina Bai is saying hello to you, Henry. I hope you're okay there. Henry says, I'm doing fine. Henry says, I'm doing fine as old wine. Where are the dogs? Oh yeah, we are the dog's entire life. They are only a small part of ours. That's what it says, yeah. We have, we've had 2 winter dogs, and they tend to have heart and lung issues because of their long, extended bodies, yes. Yeah, we really are, as you guys all figured out, we 1,000% really like our winter dogs, and we've been taking great care of them and hoping they might live 15 to 20 years, which I know is a stretch. So Mark, I think, Mark, you kind of get it, right? So, but yeah. Henry, did you guys get a lot of rain last night? You were talking about the rain was coming. Did you guys get a lot of rain, or did you have any bad storms or anything? I think our weather's getting ready to change here. But KD, I like the thought of the carrots and mushrooms and celery. I would really like to have some really good beef stew. American beef stew, I think, is something I'd really like to have. I haven't made any in a while. Maybe one of these days I'll have to break down and make some good old-fashioned beef stew. So, and now we're planning what we're going to do for Thanksgiving because it is November the 1st already. Henry is saying, yep, it rained, but not too bad. Excellent. Yeah, I think we're getting more rain. As we pulled in, the sun was setting, and you can look to the west, and it looked like there's another big front coming our way. I don't know if it's already 57 degrees here. So I got a feeling we're going to have some cool days, some very cool days. And I think Arkansas and Ole Miss are playing football tomorrow, bright and early. I can't remember if they're playing here or in Ole Miss, but they're playing football tomorrow. So now we got to focus on making sure the dogs just have a good life, and do our best with that. Yeah, but you know, Henry, we didn't have rain here for 7 weeks. We had grass fires and structural fires out of control. We had a lot of a lot of dry conditions. So we need the rain, and we need a lot more rain. You can look around, and the local ponds are low, and so we actually need a good couple of days of rain in this part of the country. So it's November, and it's November the 1st, I think, if I remember right. And we were talking about what we're doing for Thanksgiving. So what are you guys all going to do for Thanksgiving? If you, because I'm going to be taking a poll as we go along this month. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food? John, I don't want to hear, John, if you're listening, I don't want to hear you say raw liver. That's not a Thanksgiving dish. All right? I want to hear, because we're putting together our menu for Thanksgiving. We're looking at it and working on it. So what I'm curious about is, what is it that you guys enjoy or what dish that, if somebody is having a Thanksgiving dinner and they go, we are having this dish, it makes you go, maybe I will go to their Thanksgiving. Nothing planned? We're going to have a small gathering here. It's just going to be, Lorelei and I, Jovan and Michelle, and another friend of ours. So we're just having a small group. So, like I told you the other day, Henry, if you're bored and you're up this way, you're always welcome. So we're not doing anything big and fancy for Thanksgiving. Jake's vlog, USA, says hello. Jake, how are you? Hello back to you. Mark, hard decision is to let nature take its course. Well, you're right, and to make a collaborative choice from the family and the vet. Well, that's what we talked about today. I got a call and cancel. They booked us for next week to do all these other tests where they got to put her to sleep and do them, and it's going to run $1,000, and that's a lot of money to us. But I also just don't know if I want to put her through that, because both of our vets have clearly said we can't fix it. So if we can't fix it, then why should we keep doing stressful things? You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. Jake's vlog of USA asked, are you in the Philippines? We are not. We are currently in the United States. I'm assuming by your handle that you are also here in the United States. So, but we are currently here in the United States. So yeah, Mark, and that's kind of where we're at with that. And Mark, you've had pets, and I know a lot of you guys have lost pets. It's just sad, and we'll deal with it, and we'll make it through. We'll just make sure that we do everything we can over the next day, month, years to make sure the dogs are very, very happy. is all we can do. Jake says, yes, I live in Ohio. We are south of you in a state called Arkansas. We have other folks in here from Ohio, Jake. We have quite a few subscribers and followers from Ohio, actually. And well, we have them from all over the country, but I can think of 2 or 3 that are up in that part of the country. So, and thank you for giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel, Jake. So let me ask you a question, Jake. Do you have a YouTube channel? If you do, let me know, and I will encourage everybody else to go check out your YouTube channel. And we encourage our new folks to go and check out everybody else's too. So my channel, along with anybody else's that pops up. I can't remember who's all in here. Let me look at the board. Filipina Bai has a YouTube channel. So that's somebody I can see on the big board who's in here. Jake says, I originally lived in Germany, but moved to Ohio when I was 20 years old for a job, and it changed my life. How did it change your life? And what was the most shocking thing? What was the hardest thing for you to get your head around coming from Germany to America? And how did it change your life? Inquisitive minds want to know. So that's what we'll do. We will just do everything we can to keep our doggies happy. And then we'll address, the dreaded news when that time comes. Is all we can do. We lost a cat a few years back due to cancer, tumors and such. HTN is wanting to know what part of Germany are you from, Jake? Because HTN is familiar with Germany. The opportunities I got here then were amazing and opened up my mind. Excellent. Big John is saying, I'll cook a small turkey. My Filipino wife don't really eat turkey. Well, I agree. Lorelai is so-so on turkey. And, the other Filipinos we got coming over, I don't know how they like turkey. I told them. Huh?
Because I'm the one who cooked, that's what they eat.
Well, Lorelai says the only reason Filipinos eat turkey here is because when she cooks it. Because it's so good.
Even your coffee.
But I told them, look, it's going to be, basically 3 against 2. If you don't want to make any American food, it's fine with me. But they've decided they want American Thanksgiving, I guess. Jake says, I lived in Dortmund. Henry's got family there. My genetics is from there, Jake, by the way. Jake says, that's nice to you, HDN. Big John, $1,000 is a lot of frog skins. It's a lot of frog skins. Yeah, we've spent about, $700 today in the last 2 days. Today. Wait, shit. No, sorry. I guess I've spent $1,000 in the last 2 days on the dogs, and they want another $1,000 next week. So, Henry says he's never been to Germany, but he would like. I've never been to Spain, but I would like to go there. I'd like to go to Germany maybe, just because they have good chocolate and cuckoo clocks. I like cuckoo clocks. So, yeah, they decided. So here's, that's where I'm trying to figure out what our menu's going to be. I need to know me. But Jake, what did you find? I know you got great opportunities, which changed your world. But how so? What? I would like to. Can you tell me one thing? Or let's go the opposite. Tell me one thing from Germany that you really miss. Oh, when does, isn't that supposed to be this month in November? Does anybody know the date when that idiot YouTuber is going to fight Mike Tyson? I'm overeating my wife's cooked. I'm overeating. My wife's cooked. Okay. So I told my wife, look, you guys could make, fish.
Yeah, my ribs are all done because they like it.
I'll tell them. They could make fish eyeball soup. I'm not going to eat it, but they could have it. They could make soup number 5 if they want it. I'm not eating it.
How's Daisy girl?
She's fine. But Lorelai, my wife's a really good cook. She makes ribs and everybody eats them. If you ever see any of our videos about dinner at our house, the cookouts we do, the ribs are the first things gone. People will fight over each other over the ribs, man, let me tell you. Friend is saying goodbye. He must have something he has to do there in Argentina. We appreciate you being here, friend. No, I thought Jake chickened out. No, I think it's rescheduled. Here, let me see if I can Google it real quick. Oh, Jake Paul, that is that guy's name. Let me look. November, this says, Jake says he misses the football and my family. All right. Everybody, this says Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is going to be November the 15th this year. So in 14 days. Apparently it's going to be seen on Netflix. Well, I didn't know you guys had football in Germany, Jake. I thought you guys played soccer. Yeah, missing family is the easy one. Have you been able to invite your family from Germany to come and spend time with you in America? Because I know they can come over on visas for tourists. I know we have. I don't remember what it's called, but there's on a visa agreement with European countries and all that. I can't remember what it's called. James Graves says that he has no neck. Well, James, okay. It's okay if you don't have a neck. Or are you saying you don't like neck for turkey necks? I don't know where you're going with that. Turkey necks are really good if you render them down and make gravy out of them. That's what you do there. But you definitely want to strain the bones out, if that's where you're going with that. See, Jake, no, you got it backwards. Oh, God, it's called football. Soccer, it's football. Not good. Nice. So you've had your family get to come over. Good. And how did they like it here? And go back to Germany for Christmas. Great. Have you been in America for a Christmas? Have you been lucky enough to do that? Because I wonder how a German Christmas versus an American Christmas is. I would think American people would think German Christmases are cooler, neater, funner, more interesting than American Christmases. I'm just gathering. I don't know. So, so I told the Filipinos, look, the Filipina, to tell the other Filipinos, if you don't want to eat turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and all that stuff, just figure out what you want. But I guess they have decided that they want to do a traditional American food, right? So now I'm trying to figure out what everybody wants us to cook for Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Okay. So you always go back to Germany for Christmas. Nice. That's a good thing to do. I think international people need to keep their connection with their home countries. I really do. So I think that's a really good thing that you do that for. So Do you have a big family Christmas there, or you just, it's good that you're working a job that would allow you to have time off to go away. A lot of jobs, or a lot of companies in America, they only give you a couple of days off, and, they don't like it when you take vacation time. I saw that, John. John says, I married my Filipina 10 years ago, as did I. My son married his Filipina last week in New York. Woo! They got a New York wedding. Well, congratulations to him. He's the paramedic, if I remember right. Right, John? And his Filipina is a nurse, right? So congratulations to them. Now, if she was over here, she was probably over here on a permanent residency, right, John? So no real issues there. So really good, John. Congratulations. What did you get them as a wedding gift? Did you send them one of the autographed pictures of myself to your son for his wedding gift, a picture of me? Football edits, Alex Wagwan. Don't know what that is. No neck Ed. Oh, yeah. That guy lives here now. Did you know that? He lives in this part of Arkansas. He moved here. He's trying to sell real estate. So, if you can see my hand, he lives right over there. He lives to the northeast of my house. I think he's creepy and gross. Football's asking, where is everybody from? Henry says, as correctly, HTN says, everywhere. We are from everywhere. Australia, Germany, America, Philippines. Football lives in Nigeria. Now we have somebody from Nigeria. Argentina was here a few minutes ago. Canada comes in quite a bit. So lots and lots of places. Saudi Arabia? Australia, I think I said that. The Netherlands. Philippines. Walmart. Kmart. Watching from Bakersfield, California. Yeah, California, we don't try to claim them, but we like John. We just, Yeah, I already said Australia. John. Yeah, John's a rich guy, right? John's the wise one. So we have people, football, from all over the world that comes in here. All over the world. Sometimes we have single women looking for men, and sometimes we have single men looking for women, and all of that good stuff. HGN says everywhere pretty much. That's right. Football says, I hope to move into the U.S. I think is what he means. So you're wanting to come and live in the United States. It's tough, football. It's not easy to do. Thank you for giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, if you would, football. We appreciate that. That's step number 1 to come into America. Like my live stream and subscribe to the channel. Become a member, super chat. But coming to America is not easy. Not from Nigeria. But it can be done. Absolutely can be done. Nigeria has bad job, and the USA has good job. Well, I don't know. Yeah, this is what I thought, John. She was the nurse, and he was the EMT. So football, I don't know if Nigeria has if their jobs are any worse. Maybe they are than the United States. One thing I'll tell you, and I advise people, all the people that want to come here, you have to understand The America that you see on TV is not reality, all right? So how you think America is on TV is not real. That's not the real America. I'm good at building things. In Nigeria, I build house. Nice. So you're a skilled laborer, and that's something I would tell you, football, you need to give the United States government a reason to have you come into the country. Why should we allow you to come here to work? You see what I mean? If you want to come on a tourist visa, that's one thing. But if you're hoping to get a job here, why do we need you versus somebody that's already here that can do the job? And not to hurt your feelings, but being able to build things, we have a nation of professional builders all over the United States. We have a lot of the Spanish population that comes across the border. They do a lot of the construction work. But that's not going to be, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but that's not going to be enough of a reason. If you put on your immigration status or your application that you want to come here because you build houses good, so what? We have a country full of people that build houses good. You have to stand out. You have to be in a field that we have a shortage in, like school teachers, nurses, okay? Those type of positions we have a shortage in. We don't need people to come build houses. Trust me, there is not a shortage of plumbers, electricians, carpenters, brick masoners, or anything like that, roofers, anything in America. There is no shortage in the skilled trades industry. Yeah, you can come to school in America, absolutely. You can do a student visa, that's correct. I worked with international students all of my teaching career, so I know it's very possible, yes. You can come here on a student visa. When you were 22 in Nigeria, you taught. Well, let me just tell you, that's not going to work in America. If you want to be a teacher in America, you got to be able to pass the boards or the standards in America to be a teacher. So you can't just say, I did it in another country, I want to do it in America. That's not how it works. You got to pass a whole bunch of tests to become a teacher in America from a foreign country. Same thing as a nurse. You got to pass the American boards to even apply. If you can't pass the American boards, you can't even apply. We won't even look at you. Men looking for senoritas. Senoritas, I get it. Teach and build. Like I told you, we got thousands of teachers. Sorry, we got thousands of people to build here. Do you have a PhD? Can you pass the American Educational Standards Boards? If you can do that, then you might have an opportunity to come here and be a teacher. But you have to be, you have to pass the boards, be recruited by an agency who will help you with the process. So there are a whole bunch of agencies out there that hire teachers. So all you have to do is apply to them, okay? And they can walk you through the process. And if everything lines up, you might get a chance to teach in America. HDN says, I work on cars, motorcycles, heavy equipment, and landscaping. You have to have really good skills. You got to have really good skilled trades. Otherwise, you're going to be the guy who's digging the ditches and shoveling the shit. But we have a lot of good skilled tradesmen in America. Sorry, I don't know the words you speak. Your English is small. I understand. Then what I would do is tell you to Google how to become a teacher in America from a foreign country. Just Google it. And you're in Nigeria, so just Google it, okay? And that'll explain it to you probably in your own language. How to teach in the USA. You got to find,
English first.
right, my wife is very correct. You have to be proficient in English first. Then you need to apply to an agency, a company, a business that will bring you, that they specialize in finding teachers in foreign countries to teach in America. Okay? You apply to them. They will look at your educational background, your credentials. And if you check all the boxes, if you look good, then they may help you sit and take the American Standards exams for teachers. Then if you pass those, then and only then will they help you find a job in America. That's how you do it. I hope that's helpful. I got a feeling it's not too helpful, but that's how we do it. Because even American citizens who gets an education to be, or who becomes a teacher here, has to pass a test to get to be able to teach. Well, that depends on you, football. What quiz do I have in the USA to teach? Okay. You got to be able to pass the American educational boards. A board is kind of like a standard, a level. You got to be able to show that you know more than the average American teacher, that you can read, write, and speak in English. You can do math, and you can spell. You can you understand geography. There's all kinds of tests you have to take, and if you don't do good on them, you don't get to come here. America only wants the best teachers. Henry, you're one of the. Oh, Henry. That's good. I'm glad you're good at math. Henry's saying, okay. I thought you might have known him. So I wonder if Henry knows Tom. Sorry, not Henry. I wonder if football knows Tom. So we got to figure out what we're going to do for Thanksgiving, everybody. So I want to know what your favorite Thanksgiving food is. I know what mine is. I have two of them. Because I really don't, Henry knows everybody, knows people everywhere. So Tom's a little boy with a very small wiener. He has some issues. You wouldn't want to know him. He makes us feel bad for his family, is what he does. Yeah, I think he's from Nigeria too. Yeah. He said that he was the smartest one in Nigeria, is what he was telling me. That he was the smartest person in Nigeria. Teach your trades if possible. Yep. We do have a lot of teachers that are in the skilled trades industry. But you got to stand out. You got to give us a reason why we would hire you from Nigeria or Germany or England or the Philippines or Taiwan or anything. Why would we hire you over somebody else? That's just the way it is. So John, Henry, do you guys have a favorite Thanksgiving dish? The only two things I really like is the green bean casserole and the dressing and stuffing. Yeah, trade. Well, it's good that you do a lot of things, but to come to America as a worker, you need to be able to do at least one thing really well. Like I keep saying, you got to give us a reason to have you here. Not really. Henry doesn't have a favorite food. I really like dressing or stuffing and the green bean casserole. So I'm thinking this year, we're thinking this year that we're going to buy Thanksgiving dinner. There's only 5 of us. Instead of cooking it, going through all the hassle, I think I'm going to buy it and bring it in and heat it up from like a local grocery store that does it. Football says, I do build, teach, math, physics, sell. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I've been applying it.
What I do need to do for a job in USA. It depends on the job. Here's my advice to you. Football, listen up. Let me ask you this, because I know apparently you want to leave Nigeria. Do you have a passport already? What country can you use your passport to go to? I don't know, so I'm asking you, the Nigerian passport, what countries can I just go and visit? Could you go to Sudan? Could you go to Russia? Could you go to South Africa? Just to go visit without any hassles, without a visa? Could you go to where? Italy? I don't know, Germany? Oh yeah, John's right. If you eat at the restaurant, if the old person pays, you get the discount. Oh, I wonder if I can get the discount when I order it at the grocery store. Maybe they give me the old person discount. So you have a visa, but a visa to which country? My point is this. Let me see if I can explain it to you. If I lived in Nigeria and I didn't want to live in Nigeria anymore, and if I could go to Italy without any hassles versus going to America where I had to jump through all kinds of hassles, then I would just go to Italy. Go wherever it's the easiest, because America is not the easiest country to live in. That's kind of my advice, all right? Okay, you can go to Saudi Arabia for free. There you go. I would look at jobs in Saudi Arabia. That's what I would do if I was you. I would forget about coming to America because you have nothing that we don't already have in America. Okay, and you can go to a lot of Africa for free. Nice. So I would find a job in one of those countries. So if you can get into Europe free, then okay, there you go. Try that. Try London, England. But America's not easy to get in. And it's not easy to be successful in America. So yeah, I think for Henry and John and everybody, for Thanksgiving, what we were looking at, we have a store chain around here called Harps. It's kind of like Piggly Wiggly or something. You know, some of you guys may not, or those. John says my 9-year-old's jumping on the trampoline without no shirt on. That's all right, he's a boy. Europe is a good country, and he's recommending. Me person said no, go Europe, go USA. Well, okay. If that's what you want to do, you do what makes you happy. So what I think we're going to do for $100 or 100 USD, guys, I looked up at Harps, and you get a turkey that is 10 to 12 pounds. They cook it. You get what they call their Martha Harps rolls, homemade rolls that are really good. You get a big pack of those. You get some cran orange berries, sauce stuff, relish. You get a 2-pound broccoli rice casserole, 2 pounds of dressing, I think a gallon or half a gallon of gravy, and a dessert for $100. And all you got to do is order it, and then you pick it up, you bring it home, and you can throw it all in the oven, and you warm it up in your own dishes. So I think we're going to do that this year. Yeah, Big John says, if you're looking for a wife, USA is the way to go. The most valuable passport. That's right. Yeah, if you're looking to come to America, maybe you can find some dumb American girl. There's a lot of them out there who they can't find American men to marry anymore because American men don't like them, so they look in other countries for men. So maybe you can go on dating websites. Well, check out the different places here and see where you like to go and try your luck. There you go, Henry. Henry's got it. Let's see. Our friend Alex here is saying U.S. women are fat, I think is what he says. Is that what you mean? Well, I will tell you this. My advice is this. If you live in a foreign country and you're trying to date an American woman, and the American woman is trying to date you, there's a really good chance she's doing it because nobody wants her in the United States. So it's kind of like the bottom of the picking order. You get the leftovers. Roll the dice and pick the wife. There you go. Just pick one. Just pick one so you can come to America. After you're in America, you can divorce her and leave her at the altar. Run away, and you don't got to deal with her no more. Poo-poo. Come here. So that's one thing you can do. That's what happened to that Angela lady on 90 Days Fiancé. Remember her, the mean, nasty, fat, ugly woman from Georgia? She married that guy from Nigeria. It took him 7 years to get him here. And then he didn't like getting beat up by her when he got here, so he moved out and left her. Nigerian wife good, USA wife bad. Then I would just marry a Nigerian woman because it's better to be happy. USA woman eat money? All right, well. That very well could be. She's looking for my boy toy. Hairy legs, toes, and all. There you go. John, are you a boy toy? I told Lorelai today that she's arm candy. I want to start being like Dennis. And Alex says goodbye. Goodbye, Alex. Good luck in your journeys to come to America. Meat eater and money. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this year we're thinking about doing that. We're thinking about just having it ordered at a grocery store. They cook it all, and you just bring it home and warm it up. And there seems to be a whole lot less. And and if you do the math, you're probably, I don't know, maybe you're spending a little bit more than what it would cost to make it all yourself if you didn't have any of the ingredients. So I think for $100, if everybody's okay with it, I think it's a pretty good deal. You get and you can add you can add as many different things you want. They got a whole menu of things that you can add onto your thing, like extra mashed potatoes or more rolls or desserts or whatever you want. You can pretty much do what you want with it. So we're going to go over tomorrow and talk to the people at Harps, make sure that their website is up to date, that their quote for our Thanksgiving is accurate, and talk to them and go ahead and place an order tomorrow. Is what we're going to do. Daisy, my dog Daisy, likes turkey. Lily likes turkey. I'm not a huge turkey eater. I do like dark meat, dark turkey, but I'm not a big turkey eater. Yep, John, you're right. You and I are both trophy husbands. And what trophies we are, right? We are the cream of the crop, man. We are the masters of the universe. When our wives show us off, their eyes are beaming and glistening, and they're hooping and hollering, going, "Look at my husband. It's the greatest looking man on the planet." That's what my wife tells her friends. Every time she talks to her friends, you ought to hear her. Man, guapo husband, guapo husband, guapo husband. Man, 500 million times. He's so smart and handsome. You know? Yeah, I hear it every day, all day long. All day, every day. Poor little Daisy. Let me feel Daisy's artery. Now, hopefully Daisy will get feeling better. You want to say hi, Daisy? I don't talk so they think I'm smart. Well, but John, I think there's a lot of truth to that. Smart people don't talk a lot. They sit and listen, right? They sit and listen. But we're all lucky in some ways, I guess. Because it could be worse. We could be living in Nigeria. Yeah, that one's Daisy. She's not wearing the cone of shame, as somebody said last night. She doesn't have the cone of shame on. Lily has the cone of shame. So put my doggies in shame, will you? Not very nice. Mohammed's in the house saying hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us thumbs up. Love from Pakistan. How is everything going in Pakistan? I've eaten some Pakistani food and found it to be yum, yum, yum for the tum, tum, tum. I very much like Pakistani foods, the ones I've eaten. My son Lucky, he got married earlier. Yes. Mohammed says bad. India attack what? India attacked Pakistan? I didn't know that. So are you guys back at war, or is it just a border skirmish again? Because I know over the years you guys have had many border issues with each other. So, John, would you feel the same way that your son got lucky because he married earlier if he married an American girl versus a Filipina? Mohammed is saying goodbye to us already. All right, Mohammed, thank you for being here. Enjoy you being here. We appreciated you. If you're being attacked by India, be safe. Fighting over women. What's that? What's the saying in the movie? How much for the women? How much for the women? I don't remember what movie that's in. Do you guys remember what movie that's in? How much for the women? Flamingo's back. Hey, David, I'm back. We are doing great. Thank you for being back in, checking in with us. We appreciate you. American Woman was round one. Ah, I got you. So, John is saying his son wised up, got rid of the American woman, and found the Filipina. Is that what you're saying, John? Has Soul or Bai been on the stream? Yes. Bai was here earlier and stopped in and said hello. You got to remember it's bright and early in the Philippines for her. Now, Soul hasn't been here tonight yet, but she may be out with friends or taking care of her brother. H.E.N. says, I don't remember. No, I don't. You missed them already, do you, Flamingo? Well, that's all right. I thought you were going to email me a link to your online store or your Etsy store so I could check out your goods. There's a lot of single women out there, and as long as you're not too picky, one of them may just be for you. Just ask John. Even John found one. HEN says, Bai is out of internet right now. So she doesn't have any internet. Nice. So you actually made a website so you can sell your wooden products. I like to see what you do, though. I mean, I really would. Your son did it for you. Nice. I really would. So send me a link sometime. Or you can drop your website here on the channel, and we'll go check it out, because I like to see what kind of woodworking you do. Big John says, yes, lucky you never legally married with the American. There you go. So then he has brains. All right. Sounds good, Flamingo. But she'll be doing a live stream later tonight, Henry says. Bai will be doing one later tonight. Now, when you go on our live stream there, Flamingo, you'll have a lot of competition of other men who's pawing at her. That's what female live streams are all about. How many guys can they get to say, you're beautiful. Oh my God, I love you. You are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. You sure that top is not too tight for you? You know, oh, when I come to the Philippines, I'm going to marry you. You know. Flamingo says, don't worry, I'm good with the ladies. All right. That's good to know. So the Filipina live streams can be quite funny and entertaining. You know, you get some of the creepiest men out there making some of the creepiest statements. So, and I can't get any creepy statements on my channel. Man. Flamingo says, I had my experience, if you know what I mean. The cheesy one-liners are funny. Aren't they, Henry? You're right about that. Oh, they say all kinds of things. Some are a little bit crude and rude. John says, Buddy and the Beast. Buddy, Butty, and the Beast. That's right. Like, oh, your eyes are so beautiful. I love how they make your boobs look. You know. Big John says, I never done a live. I don't want a job. There you go. I'm only doing a job because I'm poor. Big John, this is my job, man. Lorelai put me to work. She said, no more slacking. No more riding the free gravy train. You know, I'm bringing in the money. You better go get a job, honey. You name it, they say it. They do indeed. So Lorelai made me get off my butt and get a job, and here I am, John. And Henry, what I think is really funny is they actually believe it's going to work. But I guess sometimes it really does work, right? You know, some of the girls eat it up. They get a big ego and they start believing what these perverted men from around the world tell them, and their heads go woof, you know. Discombobulation is occurring. My wife does lives on Facebook. She's a gamer. Oh, I remember you telling me that. I remember you telling me that she makes like $100,000 a year being a gamer on Facebook. And she makes big money. How can she message my wife and tell my wife how to do that? How to be a gamer on Facebook and make money? John, can she share her secret? You know, I got to pay medical bills for my doggies.
Maybe that's I don't know.
I know. Well, flamingos say, well, David, what do you do in your spare time when you're alive? When you're not alive? I fish. I hang out with my dogs. I read. I study. I cook, clean, go to the doctors. You know, all the normal stuff. John, yeah, I know. It's true only in the eyes of the perverse. That's right. You have seen women fall for the one-liners. Oh, yeah. Cake on the makeup. Yep. Sanders in the house. Thank you for being here. Bad news. Yes, sir. Very bad. John, no, it's not a joke, John. We know better than that. Well, you know, since I'm disabled and I can't physically do a lot, I read a lot. I study about subject matters. Whatever interests me. Serial killers to whatever I get a hankering for. Philosophy, you know, how to cook food, whatever it may be. HTN is saying hello to you. Sanders, what's up from Henry? Yeah, Sanders, our dog. We got really bad news about our dog. And I know you got your dogs. So, long story short, we got the bad news that Daisy, our black wiener dog, not the one with the cone of shame, Lily, the red one has the scratched eyeball. The red one was in the car accident this year. Our black one apparently has an enlarged heart, extremely enlarged, they said, and she's having a weird heartbeat. Instead of beating like, it's going, doo, doo. And they can't get it to calm down. We're trying a bunch of medicine, but basically they're saying there's a defect in her heart now. Something has happened to cause her heart to malfunction, and it's not reversible. And the only thing we can do is take good care of her and keep her from overexerting herself to where she might make it worse. So we're not having a very good day We've spent another $1,000 at the vet the last 2 days, and they want another 1,000 for next week. And I don't think we're going to do that because they're going to do some tests, but there's not going to be, even if they do all the tests, there's nothing that can be done to fix the issue. So no matter how many tests they do, they can't say, okay, now we figured this out, so do A, B, and C. There's nothing to be done. So I got to call and cancel all of those tests for next week. John says in his spare time, he orders and reads books. I like theories and conspiracies. How do you think the pyramids were made? One brick at a time, my friend, one brick at a time. Thank you, Sanders. I knew you would understand because, I know your situation with your dogs. And, as we've been saying on the live stream tonight so far, we get them for their entire life, but only a small part of our life. We're just not ready to lose either one of them. So, and we've had a rough year with them. Many thousands upon thousands of dollars spent taking care of them this year. So, John says, I think they were made by people, the pyramids, that knew what they were doing. I'm one of these people. Yeah, and Sanders, you and I have talked, and John, and a lot of you guys all know about, my coma and all of that and what the dogs do for me. So these dogs have a very unique place in my world. I know this sounds mean and cruel, but if somebody hurt my dog, I would kill them and do the jail time versus letting somebody hurt my dogs. And I mean that sincerely. I would snap you in half and then be happy to go do the jail time for it. So, Flamingo's asking about the pyramids. Do you think Egyptians were able to do that in advanced math? Yes, I do. Why wouldn't they have that sort of... I think they do. I think one of the problems we have as modern Americans, modern humans, we think everybody that came before us was stupid. And that's just not the case. But we think everybody before us was stupid. We have to be the smartest variation of a human there is because look at us, we're great. No, I don't believe that. Henry's saying, Dave, do you remember the murder of Ken Rex McElroy? Oh, that was his name. I talked about him the other day, Henry. I did. I talked about him in that about the movie. He was Brian Dennehy played him. He was the guy that was shot by all kinds of different guns in his truck, sitting there, right? Is that I'm the right one, right, Henry? I know I am, but right. He was the bully of that town. I can't remember the name of the town. It was like Seagum or something with an S. I watched the movie, and I remember it from the 80s, but I watched the movie. You knew the guy, wow. Was he really a dickhead like they portrayed him to be? Right, John. How many times has the earth been devastated or wiped out? Exactly. Yeah, I remember it, man. I watched the movie. It's a good movie. It's a good story. I even read a book about him years ago. Not only in that town, in that little area. I can't remember the name of the town, though. But, and that's where nobody was ever prosecuted because they couldn't prove that anybody shot any of the guns, right? Any of the many guns. Ken Rex. That's him. Let me pull it up here. Skidmore, Missouri. Yep, Skidmore, Missouri. There was actually a thing that I thought about The Egyptians were very civilized and modern for the time. Then 500 years later, the Romans emerged and they were barbaric. Something happened. Well, but the Romans were very intellectual themselves. They may have been rude and crude in some ways comparison to the Egyptians, but I think the Egyptians had their rude and crudeness too. So I don't know. The Romans were, I think they all were. Henry says worse. Yeah. His wife was in on it with him. She was a bad person too. I don't remember the wife being portrayed in the movie. Flamingo saying something happened that reset the 500 over the reset civilization. Well, I think everything is a cycle. I think everything's a cycle. Lots of truth's been scrubbed, like John says. You can't even order books from Barnes and Noble, like 411 Missing. I've tried, really? Really know what we're told to know? You can't get them on Amazon, John? I see them on Amazon, John. Wow, they're expensive, John. Wow. If you want to buy both of them on Amazon, it is $231. John, that's crazy. She was horrible. Well, I think, if a woman's going to stay married to a bad man like that, she has to be horrible. And John, Henry and everybody, she has to be getting something out of it. Women don't stay with bad men unless there's something in it for them. The government is run by lizard people, jokingly. I really don't believe that. Well, there are people that believe it. John, it took me a second to get that. Mine doesn't. I ordered them from the guy's page. Nice. How much are they? Because on Amazon you can buy them, but the red one is $109 and the white one is $121. Now I've seen the documentary. Are you talking about, let me make sure it's the same author. There's another one I see here, John, that's by Andrew J. Clark for only $8. Henry is saying half the town was ones. Yeah, that's what I remember. They all got together and blew the crap out of his truck and shot him. Then they went and hid the guns. And when the police investigated, and the police may have been involved in the shooting, they went, well, we don't know. She enjoyed everything. Yeah, she reaped the benefits, right, Henry? They're like $30 from the guy's page. Okay, that's cool. Saboteur is back. Number 2. Hi, Daisy. Is back. Hello to you. Thank you. Thank you for being back. We appreciate you. Thank you for the thumbs up as you came in. John is saying hello to you. You bought almost all of his books. Okay. I've been reading the 4 Arguments John, or the four agreements, not arguments, agreements. Both would go out their way to start. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I need to find the name of that movie and save it because I'd like to watch that movie again. Do we know the name of the movie? Over the course of his life, he was accused of dozens of felonies: assault, child molestation, statutory rape, arson, animal cruelty, cattle rustling, and burglary. I'm trying to find the name of the movie. Watch. No one saw a thing. Oh, it's on Prime? It looks like it may be on a Prime. Skidmore, Oklahoma. Missouri, sorry. No one saw a thing. See, oh, that's a, oh, it's a, oh, there's what do you call it? A mini series on Prime, John, Henry. Our good friend Sabatu is saying hello to John. Yeah, Michael. Hey, Michael, good to have you here. Thank you for being back. What did you just get myself into? Oh, some deep doo-doo. John vote. I will vote in prison. I have Amazon Prime, so I'm gonna look this up and see if I can watch it. There's a documentary series about it. I may have seen this. No. Now let's see. It looked like there was, but was that Brian Dennehy? Well, there is there was a movie in 2000. Oh no, that's another series about it. I put down the movie. Ah, here it is, In Broad Daylight. It was the name of the movie with the guy that looks like me. Yes. Brian Dennehy, he's that actor that looks like me. He's the one that starred in that. So, Michael, John, let me go. 72, don't worry, I am sorry, I'm just learning American. It's all right, don't stress. We're glad you're here. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and subscribing to everybody else's channels. One of the best ways to learn English or American is to check everybody out on YouTube. Listen to them chit-chat and talk. Where did Flamingo go? Flamingo? I would highly encourage you guys to all go study him and don't be like that guy. But now that they got some new series out, Henry, I'm going to go check them out and read them. Thank you for subscribing and liking to the video. We greatly appreciate that. Sanders, I hope you're still there. I hope I answered your question. I think I did about the dogs and why we're sad. I think I did. I did. I try not to miss anybody. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. When people get a little bit of power in a small town, and if you're violent and willing to back it up with blood, so Sab2, do you have a YouTube channel yourself? Michael Johnson, who's here, has one, and I think he's the only one in the house right now that has a YouTube channel. that's an active YouTuber. But we do thank you very much for liking and subscribing. What part of the world are you from? And do you have any questions about this part of the world? So if I remember the movie and the things right, the wife wasn't murdered or anything. I wonder whatever happened. I guess I need to rewatch the documentary to find out what happened to the wife. Big John, the election betting surges across illegal gambling platforms. Yeah, people gamble on the election. Absolutely. I think it's interesting. I wonder what odds Vegas are giving the two candidates. And I guess if you didn't know it by now, if you are somebody who supports Trump, then apparently you are garbage. Just wanted to make sure you knew that. HCN says it was just that town. It was most of Missouri and the surrounding states that he had an effect on, really. So I would think, I would watch it all, and I was surprised at that time frame how he could get away with that. It's not like the early 1900s or the 1800s in Montana or western Oklahoma with the cattle ranchers and the big power barons of the time. You know what I mean? Because he didn't come from a big popular name like Rockefeller or, anything like that. So I don't know how he got away with that for so long. Because to me, it's shockingly that somebody just didn't shoot him in the head a long time before he was killed. You know what I mean? At least the people I know would have just shot him in the head, from a distance and said, I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, I agree. Some people there. So did he have a support staff or support people that helped him run his bullying operation? So did he have other bad people is what I'm asking, I guess. John says, my son said Times Square has a sign up on who's winning the votes in New York. Well, if I understand it right, I thought the report, I don't keep up with it too much, but I thought in New York, Trump was leading, even though he's supposed to lose the state, because there was, I guess he did a big press conference at Madison Square Garden, and it was crazy. All right, so he had a legal team that could get him out of his mess. So he was paying the lawyers to clean up his dirtiness and to help protect him. Okay. That makes sense. But still, you would think, man, somebody would just walk out and put a bullet in his head and not worry about him. I mean, people I grew up around with, that's what they would have done. You steal my cow, fine, you got away with it this time, but I'll just put a bullet in your head and go, you rape my kid, and I'll just put a bullet in your head when you're not looking, and I'll just keep walking. I'll burn down your house and kill all your children while I'm at it, Or maybe I just didn't grow up with very nice people. But I guess in the end, it all came to. Yeah, I don't know who's going to win the election. I just want everybody to go vote. Go vote, 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 vote. We voted already. It only took us about 7 to 10 minutes to vote, so it wasn't very long or very intrusive at all. Ah, is that what it was? He had dirt on the lawyers, so he didn't have to pay them. Well, and see, and that's where lawyers should just keep their noses clean. When I was bouncing in bars here when I was a lot younger, I knew a couple of dirty attorneys here too. We had some dirty attorneys here, and I met some attorneys. They'd come to Tony's bar all the time, and they were not good people. They were bigger pieces of crap than most of the other people I'd ran into when I was bouncing in bars. They did a lot of drugs, I'll tell you that. They drank a lot of liquor, drank a lot of or took a lot of drugs. Well, they were lawyers. I guess there's no drug testing for lawyers. I don't know. Michael says, you're talking way above my head. Well, stand up, Michael. Are you sitting down? All you got to do is stand up. Well, I think we can all talk about lawyers. You know? So how are things in the Philippines, Michael? Oh, Michael, we were just talking about this guy that was from Skidmore, Missouri, who was a corrupt child molester, raper, had felonies charges, but he got away with it because he was such of a mean guy, and he would literally beat you to death if he thought you were going to rat on him. And this is back in the 80s. And he was shot and killed by the townspeople as a way to get rid of him finally. So Michael says things are wonderful in the Philippines. Nice. Yeah, Ken Rex McElroy. And then we were talking about our dogs earlier. And we were talking about Thanksgiving food. We were talking about the pyramids. So we're kind of bouncing around about 5 or 6 different subjects. The pyramids, food, killing Ken McElroy, Skid Row marks, yes. Well, he was Skid Row marks on Skid Row, or on front row, whatever you want to call that, downtown row. He was shot and killed in his truck. I think it was a Dodge. Let me look at it. Let me look him up again. It's either a Dodge or a Ford pickup truck, I think. Yeah, let's see. God, he had 10 children. Bobby Perez is in the house. Hello to you. Good town, Skid Row Marks, good town. Hello, Bobby. How are you? He was convicted of assault with intent to kill. Victims, all kinds of people. The date was July the 18th, 1980 when he died, I guess. Oh no, sorry, take that back. So what happened was at the end, I guess on July the 9th, 1981, he appeared in a local bar called the D&G Tavern, armed with an M1 Garand rifle and bayonet, later threatened to kill somebody named Bowen Knapp. The next day, McElroy was shot and killed in broad daylight as he sat with his wife, Tarina, in his pickup on south of Main Street. He was struck by bullets from at least 2 different firearms in the front of a crowd of people. Estimated between 30 to 46 people watch him. To date, no one has been charged in the connection with his death. He was not a very nice man. July the 10th, 1981, he died. And he has several unknown homicides under his belt. Bobby, everybody say hello to Bobby. If you haven't said hello to Bobby, Bobby, thank you for the thumbs up. We're not talked about men getting pregnant yet? No. Men can't get pregnant. It's only non-binary men that can do that. The yellow truck, if I remember right, I'm going to look here. Well, it actually looks like a Chevy C10. I'm going to see if I can pull up a picture of the truck. I think it's a Chevy pickup. All right, Henry, you're the car expert. That look like a Chevy C10? Looks like a Chevy to me. Because it has the trim, and you can, and oh yeah, this is the truck. You can see the blood and the bullet holes. Yeah, it was I just raising heck. I appreciate the heck, John. The movie was called In Broad Daylight, I think. I'll look it up again for you, John. Bobby says, can I come live with you? Sure. We charge $1,000 a night, but we are happy to entertain guests. What expert can I be? Bobby, you can be any expert you like. That's a GMC or Chevy, right? That's what I was thinking too. The film was with the guy that looks like me. You know, there's an actor that runs around acting like he looks like me. You know, taking credit for this beautiful face. The movie is called In Broad Daylight. It's a 1991 film starring Brian Dennehy. I'm going to ask the great spirit Google what truck, what kind of truck. I was trying to, it was a Chevy Silverado. And you said, yep, that's a Chevy. Yeah, you can, I like those. Remember, I like the two-tone color. And I really like the trim that they had around the paint. I really, really like that. Can't remember the name of the movie. It's, what did I just say? I can't remember it, and I just told you guys. That's really bad, right? It may be on Netflix. In Broad Daylight. $1,000 a night, I can't afford I can't even afford. Bobby says, 1,000 a night, I can't afford 1,000 a month. Let's negotiate. Oh man, my wife says, no negotiations. She says, no negotiation for you. And $1,000 a night's pretty reasonable. That's only like 30, 28, sometimes 29, 30, 31,000 a month. That's not bad. Now you got to buy your own food, pay your own utilities, get your own place to sleep, all of that good stuff. But $1,000 to get you in the door. Just saying. Catch it on the iPad, that's right. Okay, so the ones that killed him weren't from the town itself, they weren't the locals that lived in town, but from the people from in and around the area. Well, I think apparently from what I read here, the straw that broke the camel's back is when he came in and threatened to kill somebody in that bar, and I guess they finally got the consumption to say we've had enough and wanted to do away with him. But it's also on Amazon Prime. Story about him on Amazon Prime. I wonder, did his wife die? Does anybody know? Or did they miss her in the shooting? I think she survived. She probably survived. She was younger too, if I remember right. She died in 2012. So she survived the assassination. She died in Lebanon, Missouri. And to this day, nobody is saying anything. Or the one doing from the iPad. iPad, not heavy to hold. No, it's not. We have a couple of them around here. I have one. That's what I'm Googling on, is an iPad. Decades later, people are still not saying, there he is. The FBI officially closes the inquiry into the town bully. Back in '82, they gave up. September, he died in July. The FBI officially closed it in September of '82, said, we're done. We don't know who did it, so we're going to move on. You can tell that that's how much love he got, right? Yeah, she lived through it, but I guess she got really lucky that she didn't accidentally get hit with a stray bullet, you know what I mean? I bet you the remainder of her life wasn't too friendly or too enjoyable, because if they knew what kind of mean lady she was, I bet you she didn't get much love from people. That's why she moved over to Lebanon, Missouri. So, but I guess you can only threaten to kill people and get away with it for so long. Yeah, and now it's too long and too old anyway. Hell, nobody, and from what I can just read, the little bit I was reading about the FBI is more like they went, yeah, and the problem is what? The problem is that somebody killed him? Oh, yeah, we should look into that. Okay. We'll look into that. So that's kind of what it looks like. Because he's already been convicted of assault with bodily intent, accused of rape, statutory rape, cattle rustling, all kinds of other things. So I'm sure there's not a living soul that went, yeah, we should look really, 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 really hard about who did this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's dig into that. So, I don't know, man. Well, there's a lot of different, what do you want to call documentary. Oh, she's a mean-looking lady. You guys want to see pictures of the wife? Here's what the old lady looked like at the time of the shooting. Yeah, I bet you she did spend the rest of her life looking over her shoulder. In case you didn't get a good look at him, let me show you. I'll show you guys a picture of him. That was him. That was the bad man. That's what the deviant looked like. Still remember both of them, do you? Well, you're from that part of the country, so as long as you didn't call them Ma and Pa, Henry, I guess we're okay. My grandparents were from Joplin, Missouri, and I remember them mentioning him before. So I'm not for sure how far Skid Row or Skidmore is from Joplin, but I remember back in the day of my grandparents, somebody would bring it up and they would talk about it, being from Missouri. So I don't know, man. So that's a lesson for all of us. Don't be a town bully. John says, I'm watching it on YouTube. Yes, there's some on YouTube. The movie's the best because the actor looks like me. He runs around trying to be me. So you just never know. Some people just got to take things a little too far, right? They can't be happy with a little bit they get. They got to take a lot. And then a lot gets taken from them. That's how I see it. All right, friends, we're pushing 9 o'clock, so I think it's about time for me to get off of here. We've had a long day. Trying to take care of Lily and Poo Poo, my doggies. Lily the licking dog and Daisy the poo poo dog. And I'm tired, stressed out. So we're going to wind this thing down. The northeastern part. That's right. So it's actually the opposite of Joplin, yes. So, yeah. But it's time for all of us to get some rest. I appreciate everybody being here. All the thumbs up, all the kind words for our doggies. If anybody has any bright ideas for our doggies, please let me know. Definitely can use the good vibe when it comes to our doggies. But John, one step leads to the next. Step to maintain the thrill and the feeling. Yeah, you know, they say corruption is like a drug. It's like getting high. Once you get away with it and you get a high from it and you want to keep getting away, and then you keep getting a bigger ego, and it's a never-ending vicious cycle that leads you down to a being shot to death in your Chevy Silverado moment. So that's what that does. But lesson to be learned. Yep, time for a nap, everybody. All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you in the morning. Maybe I'll try. If I get up early, I'll jump online and see if we can recruit some new members to the pack. But everybody take care. Appreciate everybody being here. Henry, John, all of you guys hanging on last here. We appreciate you tremendously. Bobby, everybody. Take care. Michael, appreciate you. So, let us know if we can do anything for you, except for lower the rent, Bobby. That's one thing we can't do. Flamingo, we appreciate you. So, take care, everybody, and we'll see you guys later.